Let's get started on Veloce versus SGE, Servette Geneva Esports. They're already eliminated from the tournament. Servette are just trying to get out of 4th place in Group C here. If they beat Veloce today, not only would that be, a really big upset in a tournament full of upsets, but it would also be really good for their confidence in RLRS. They've still got a lot of games that they need to win in RLRS if they are going to get out of the auto relegation zone. But yeah, they're having a pretty bad season overall. Oh yeah, game test 2 light. Yep. Fixed. Thank you guys. I always forget to reduce the game sound after putting it up putting my desktop audio up for an interview. But let me just fix that for you now. There you go. Sorry you missed a goal as well while I was changing the game sound. I was trying to change. Look how lucky this is, by the way. Very nice goal there by Yagi. Yeah, sorry about that. I knew that the game sound was a more important thing to fix fast because that's going to kill your guys' eardrums. So I was prioritizing that. And yeah, we had a goal in the first few seconds when I was trying to fix it. But we're all good now. Yagi opened the scoring with an accidental dunk on a save. But Flame has equalized with some great placement. And Veloce are right back in it. They are, of course, looking to qualify undefeated to the next round. And hey, Flakes, thanks for the massive host, man. I really appreciate that. Unfortunately, I'm really, sad I can't cast more of your games in this tournament, but best of luck to you in the rest of the RLCS season. You guys have still got a great chance of getting a good seeding. Yeah, hope you had a good stream. Hope you had a good one. Long may they continue. So many Rocket League streams popping off these days. It's really cool to see the growth of individual Rocket League streamers, Flakes included. He's definitely in that conversation. Great placement by Zaffair. This was a bit awkward for Veloce at the back post. Maybe we're going to get a new look of Servette today. They did not look good yesterday, or rather, well, no, it wasn't yesterday, it was 2 days ago. We saw them on Tuesday. They did not look great at all when they were playing against Endpoint. That series was really messy from both teams, but Endpoint in their final game of the group, they really stepped up and looked impressive. Maybe this will be Servette who are able to play up to the level that we know they're capable of as well. And it's a really interesting team. We're probably going to see more of these guys because it is a full Swiss lineup, and in a year where international 3v3 is very topical, this is definitely one of the teams to watch out for in Europe. The pitch of the game is a little high. What do you mean, like the sound? It's just same as usual, I think. I've got it on the exact volume that it's usually on, so I don't know what I can do differently. I'm sorry. I didn't change anything. Yeah, Veloce, after looking unbeatable, did just drop a series in RLCS last weekend, and now they look pretty vulnerable against SGE. That's a very nice air roll finish by Zaffair. That wasn't completely free to put in that open net. It was actually Freaky who missed in the run-up to that one. And already 3-1 in favor of the underdogs. And the team who are currently bottom of the standings in Group C, without a game, or without a series win, I should say, to their name. But they've been unfortunate, losing 3-2 to Barcelona in their opening game of the tournament, opening series, I should say, and then losing 3-2 on Tuesday to Endpoint. They just weren't able to get a series win in either of those attempts, but they were close, and the Barcelona series was very interesting. If you didn't catch that one, and you want to see more of this team play, more of Servette play, that is the best that I saw them play for, the comeback that they were making in there. And look at this, Yagi with a great finish. Veloce are in trouble here. This is a phenomenal touch by Yagi. He was up before the ceiling bounce, and he's just stuck it right in the top corner, but very speedy approach as well. And Veloce might have hit a bit of a rut in terms of their play. Still time for them to sort that out. They won't want to go into playoffs with a loss on their record, especially not a loss to Servette, who are, not just an RLCS team, or not just an RLRS team, I should say, but they're an RLRS team who have really struggled this year in the rival series. They're one of the teams who are currently sitting at the bottom of the standings, unfortunately for them. But this is an opportunity for Servette to get a win on the record. Yeah, they are currently 1 win, 5 losses in RLRS. So they're going to need to pick up as many wins as possible if they want to get into the top half of the table, if they want to get up into 6th place or better to keep themselves in RLRS for next season. They still have to play against Vertex, they still have to play against RCD, which is going to be a really tough series, and they still have to play against NLE as well. So like, this is actually huge for Servette, even though it's not impactful in this tournament. They need to hit a run of form if they are going to stay in RLRS next season, especially because they have to play against RCD and NLE, who are, I think, the 2 teams coming out of RLRS who have performed the best so far in this tournament. Maybe Triple Trouble will have something to say about that later on today. We'll have to see after this series is done. Veloce not yet done with game 1 here though. That was a wild double commit from Veloce, and they didn't stop flying in that one. Usually double commits on a long ball like that, one player will start to recover halfway through the aerial, but that one just kept on going. Maybe he was flying towards a wall, but you know, all said and done, it's Servette who are coming out on top of most of these exchanges. Freaky just fell off the crossbar there. Zafir stuck it over the top of him. 5-2. Who would have thought that 5 goals would be scored against Veloce all series today? Not me. I didn't think that Servette were going to have a good time with this one. But maybe the fact that they're already out of contention for Group C just allows them to relax, pressure's off. They're just treating this like a practice game for their future matches this year. Just trying to give it a good go, because, you know, this is a great chance for them to not only play against one of the top teams in EU RLCS, but also to play them in a competition setting where you're going to get them focused and hopefully playing at their best. You know, aside from the one good shot from Flame earlier, hasn't really been much going on for Veloce. And one open net and a whole lot of nothing in this one, and that's a game 1 to Servette. 5-2, crushing defeat for Veloce, who have been all over the place defensively. Their communication is not on point at all, and maybe their weekend loss they suffered in RLCS has had more of an impact on them than we might have expected. They of course still have huge matches to come in the rest of their RLCS season, an RLCS season which was previously looking so good for them. Yeah, it was a 3-0 loss to Maus at the weekend. That's devastating for Veloce. The games as well, they were all in favour of Maus quite comfortably in the middle. To 5-1 the score was there. Like, maybe this is Veloce on the downward spiral at the worst possible time. Who won, SRG or Arena Vitality? To be honest, mate, if you don't know the answer to that question, just go watch the series later, because you're going to enjoy it. I can guarantee you that. Well, let's get into game number 2. Servette already surprising us today with an opening game win against Veloce. I would have picked Veloce as the team to figure out how to beat RLRS teams, especially a team like Servette who have not been consistent. Like, Veloce would be the team you sign up to take them down. But Servette have really not been on point for any, well, neither of their series that they played so far this tournament were they on point start to finish in. The Barcelona one, they started off horrendously. The endpoint one finished off horrendously. But Veloce actually conceding against them 5 times in game 1 might be showing some of their potential weaknesses. All the teams who still have to play against them later in this tournament and also in RLCS, take notes, because Servette can put 5 goals past them. Maus can put 5 goals past them at the weekend in one game, and maybe you can too. That doesn't really fit the bill when you think about Veloce. They're the team who want to win 1-0. They want to play perfect rotation, start to finish. Great fake challenge there by Yagi as he gets the center ball to come right down on top of him. Veloce so far looking a lot better. That's a great pass infield. That's the best team play we saw so far from Veloce. And Mirror all the way himself, bringing a good clear out of Casio. At least Veloce have performed better in this second game. It's still not what you want to see from them if you're a Veloce fan. You want to see big wins. You want to see lots of goals. You want to see mechanical outplays. You want to see exactly why this team are currently 5 wins and 2 losses in RLCS this season, competing for the top spots. Right now they haven't really shown all of that. Flame tackled from both sides. Freaky tries to find him at the back post, but Flame's already left. Nice chance for Servette to counter. Yagi calls Zafir off that one. Scoreless as we approach halftime. Veloce doing, I think, a wise thing in this game, and that's just trying to make sure that they stop conceding so much. Before they go wild in offense, they needed to really get their defense sorted out. And that shows the experience that Veloce have. They know that that's usually the best solution to stopping a team battering you. It's not to turn around the pressure on them, it's just to try and absorb it a bit better. Servette, they look pretty comfortable in this matchup as well, even if they haven't scored. And that's a great pass down by Yagi, just sipping it at the end of its fall. That nearly left an open net for a teammate. Zafir across to Yagi, great pass. Yagi to the back wall, and now it's actually Servette again. They look the more deadly in offense. Passing and execution on the shots looking good. Mirror tried a pre-flip there. He was intercepted by Flame. Great speed by Zafir. It looks like he anticipated a challenge by someone from Veloce there. None came in. Servette have to be so careful in this exchange that they don't overextend at any point, because Veloce are just looking for the counter-attack right now. They're trying to spot the mistake. This is one of their favorite play styles. They've got 2 main offensive strategies. One of them is to just spot the mistake, the gap in the rotation, and stick the ball through it. Their other one is to boost starve, to pressure, to just deny their other team any and all clear balls. That was a pinch clear from Mirror and Zafir. Just went one end of the field to the other. Mirror tries to find a man in the middle, but it looks like that's too far back. And a chance for Veloce. That's a great bump off the ball by Casio. There's 1-0, 40 seconds in. Freaky to Casio down the line. Brilliant placement. He kept that one away from the defender very well, and then he just made sure that the shot would be easy for Freaky to score. Veloce back in control now of the series. Overall though, Servette will be quite happy with how they played. They had a couple of really good chances in this game, and they've nullified Veloce's offense for the most part. But you know, when you're already out of a tournament like this, they'll want more. They'll want to get, you know, something out of the group. They'll just want to go all the way here with Veloce. Try to play to the best of their ability. They've got a real chance here. That's on the goal line. Where's the support for Zafir? Mirror got demoed as he came in, but after Zafir got the ball past everybody, there just had to be someone there. Hey, this is still a chance actually for Servette. Veloce scrambling to get that one clear. It will be game 2 to Veloce, but it wasn't without misplays. It wasn't without scares at the other end of the field. I think there's no denying that most of the realistic chances did fall to Servette here. There was that incredible center ball by Zafir. I don't know how that wasn't followed up on by Veloce or by Servette that late in the game when you've got no more time to play with. You'd expect them to be throwing everybody forward, but they did not have any support on that play. There's also a Yagi double touch sensor that looked dangerous. But that's just a very Veloce win there, very expected. You know, they're trying to nullify a dangerous RLRS team. who have come out very hot in game 1. Well, that's how you do it. You just make sure to shore up in your defensive weaknesses and then get a 1-0 win. Oh, great strike though. Zafair capitalizing on Yagi's aerial fake, whiff, whatever you want to call it. This is really smart actually. Yagi just fakes a shot and that allows it to bounce down to Zafair. Whether or not that was intentional by Yagi to fly up and leave the ball, it was incredibly effective, and it's a really interesting play that I'd love to see more often. Aerial, obviously, in that position is a lot harder to keep on target quickly than the shot from the ground is. The defense are all preparing themselves. They're all timing their approach in the box to get a save on the aerial that they're seeing. It's great placement as well by Zafair. Mirror on the far side of the field. Look at Servette spreading out here. Very impressive angles in offense. Veloce have to be aware. They have to be careful not to get caught out of position if Servette keep doing this. Zafair just taking the boost away from Mirror there. Mirror decides to play the ball, get something out of it. Better passing from Servette than any of the other games that we've seen, any other series we've seen them play in this tournament. It's another opportunity for Zafair. Decided to go for the double mind game. And neither player falling for it. Yagi pinch center. It's almost on target, in fact. Freaky sends a pile driver clear. That's almost on. Flame up in the air. Yagi reads it well. Minute 30 gone and it's still Servette in front by 1. Passing is looking so much better at both ends of the field for Servette. Using the walls very well to get the ball in field to each other. It's not a good clear from Mirror. Cassio's got an option to go up high. He does. And he nails the rebound. Well played, Cassio, to tie up the game. Really careless by Mirror. Great pass by Flame. And Cassio using the underside of the car here just to cushion the shot. That's very well placed. It's difficult to keep those low when you hit the first touch so hard. That was perfect from Cassio. And not a moment too late because Servette looked like they were just starting to get comfortable. Yagi air dribbles it into the bar. Wide open for Mirror. And they are comfortable in this series. They're comfortable in this matchup by the looks of things. That's brilliant control by Yagi. Had to jump early to avoid the demo that was coming his way. After doing so, he managed to carry the ball all the way into the middle. Nearly got it in the goal himself. I like the fact that he's going higher rather than too low, just to make sure that the goalkeeper can't get a touch on it. Servette had played this well against Barcelona or Endpoint. I think that they would have made it out of this group because Barca and Endpoint did not look convincing for the most part. Passing of Servette is very impressive right now. Zafair, oh, he's put it wide. That was just begging to be scored. The pass was perfect. The first touch was ideal. The finishing one was not. Still 2-1. Veloce coming back with less than half the game to go. And, you know, maybe there is a chance for Servette to get some more wins in RLRS if they could play like this. They left their net open there for a while. Freaky. Not able to put the shots on target. Mirror, flip reset. Kind of bounced off his car a bit too much. Flame. He's got a pre-jump out of Yagi, but Yagi gets in the way of it. Second shot won't be saved, but Rospar has them covered. Everybody forward here for Veloce. Freaky off the bar while Flame was looking to bump goalkeepers. 2-1 still, but it could very easily be 3 from what we've seen in this game. Freaky hit the ball a bit too hard here. That's a good recovery from Zafair to cover the infield pass. Freaky definitely wanted to keep that ball a bit closer to himself. He snuck a challenge in very well, but he doesn't read the corner bounce at all. And with only a minute and 20 left to play, Servette still looking good. I personally didn't think they would take a game off Veloce, far less 2, but it's looking like they might here. They've gone to game 5 in both of their other series and lost. Oh, that snuck through though. Flame with a minute and 2 left. Gets the ball past the near post challenge. Good speed by Flame, but Yagi's really letting the team down there. Needed to make contact. It's almost impossible for the goalie to read at that range The shot's coming in that quickly. What a shame for Servette, who are playing so well here. Can they respond again? Mirror off the post from close range. Again, a good pass from Servette. They're in trouble here on the counter. This is awkward. Flame just deciding what to do with this one. It's Servette in a panic in defense. Veloce are so good in these kind of positions. Flame flip reset denied by Mirror. Just took a bit too long to land it. Cassio's going to try and get it into the middle. Everybody is kind of hitting their head off this wall in the corner. And no one able to get the ball into the center. 25 seconds left in game 3. Veloce trying to keep this series under control. Servette trying to surprise us once again with a late lead. Good read by Mirror. He takes the ball to the corner. It's bounced very poorly for him though. Yagi has to come into the play. He was backwards. No pinch clear for him. Cassio keeps it up. Zafir doesn't get the ball past Flame on the halfway line. Should be grounded though now. It is. We go to overtime game 3. 1 goal for Servette to put the pressure back on to Veloce. You really feel like if Veloce score here though, they will be able to turn it into a series win without too much difficulty. Great first touch there by Freaky. The second challenge did take the ball away from him though. Cassio, straight forward. He's always trying to get his shots over the goalkeeper's head. Make the clear ball difficult. Of course, he's not expecting a whiff there, but what he is expecting is for the ball to stay in the Servette end of the field. Oh wow, Flame actually flipped that with the end of his dodge. What are these copy passes you guys have got? Three Invitational set today with Jipper Servette. That's so rude. First shot set. Just because he's eliminated from the tournament, you guys see the kick him while he's down. Servette trying to make the upset. Bounce shot from Mirror. Saved by Freaky there. Cassio on the breakaway. All in all, as we said, that Veloce haven't looked all that impressive mechanically today. They haven't had to play at blistering pace to keep up with their opponents, but I'm sure that the Veloce fans would like to see more from them. Servette have played pretty well, but Veloce are still supposed to be the team to dispose of this sort of matchup. This is their bread and butter. They did dominate the RLRS for a long time before they finally got out of it, but they're being dominated now. That's another great passing play coming out of Servette. Mirror to the back wall, and that is playing third man aggressively. Zafir comes straight in for the play and easily beats out the Veloce defense to the read. Such a shame, you know, for Servette. They're playing their best game. They're playing their best series by far when they're already eliminated from the tournament. If they played like this against Barca and Endpoint, well, especially if they played like this against Endpoint, definitely would have won that series. Barcelona, you know, that was a series that just started nervously for them, and they turned it around, and it finished well for Barca. It was a bit more of a back and forth one. Yeah, where was this Servette when they played against Endpoint? They're definitely, you know, playing a lot more loose today and a lot more comfortably because they know they're already out and there's no pressure on them. But other teams, especially RLRS teams in this tournament, have been playing really well under pressure. NLE, RCD, Triple Trouble even. You throw SRG into the mix there as well, because everybody's kind of considering them as an honorary RLRS team. Big dunk by Mirror. Freaky's going to pick up that one. Flame. A decent center ball. It looks like a massive miscommunication by Freaky and Cassio, though. They both come in for this. Freaky doesn't get much on the ball in the follow-up. Veloce definitely not communicating very well right now. They've been struggling today to get control of the series. You know that they just want to box Servette in, take all their boost, wait for the mistake. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to force Servette into awkward situations, but Servette's clear balls, their passing has been too good. There's been no keeping this team back, but it's predominantly because they've actually moved the ball side to side in defense. They're following up on each other's touches very well. Good speed by Mirror. Center will go straight into Freaky though. Zaffair puts it right back into the middle past Freaky, but there were multiple back for Veloce on that one. Oh, this is awkward for Yagi. And he's misread it. Wide open for Casio. And that is 1-0 in game 4. You saw Yagi creeping off the goal line here. He made life extremely difficult for himself. And then he made it even worse by jumping into the bar. And the shot wasn't even on target. But there is the mistake. That's what Veloce are trying to do in this matchup. Mirror is going to score an equalizer right after the next kickoff. Look at the brake check here to avoid the bump. It was Casio, I think, who missed that one. And Freaky had no chance. Perfect flick from Mirror. 1-1. Servette trying to hand Veloce another loss, which would not do wonders for their confidence going into the playoffs. Remember that Veloce are already confirmed first seed from Group C, so they will be playing the second seed from Group D in the playoffs. Of course, if Reciprocity win today, then that second seed will be Mouse. If Triple Trouble win today, and that second seed will be RCD Espanyol. So it's not going to be an easy matchup either way for Veloce. And I definitely wouldn't have them as a favourite to win it if they're playing like they are today, especially coming off a weekend 3-0 sweep against Mouse. That's a good shot though by Freaky. Good top corner finish. Bump by Casio made it all possible. He caught not one, but 2 and 3 players there. I knew he got 2 demos, but he also tagged Yagi on the cross. What a play by Casio. Just manhandling the defense. I didn't even see the bump on Yagi on the first time round, but that is pretty impressive. Just walked through everybody on his way to the center. That's been something that's missing from Veloce today, just the threat, the pressure. They're trying to go for that more right now. And now Yagi's coming all the way down the field. Great catch by Casio, but he's not done well with the clear. Mirror misses the open net. That should have been 2-2. Casio tried to catch it on the back wall, then clear it. The clear went nowhere. Mirror was in the perfect position to intercept. They are going to get some revenge for the earlier demo plays though. Mirror reads the bounce, but doesn't get much on it. Just under 2 minutes remaining in game 4. SGE looking for a way through. Not the best touch there by Flame, or was it Casio midair rather. Bit careless from Veloce at times. They're getting themselves in trouble unnecessarily. Luckily for them, Yagi's mispositioning on the goal line and Casio's demolition derby has given them the 2-1 lead that they need. And like we already saw, it should be 2-2 right now. Mirror had the open net and he missed it. Freaky whiffs on his aerial opportunity. Minute and 10 seconds remaining. Still lots of aggression from SGE. Doesn't look like they're too happy about the triple bump demo play that Veloce and Casio handed to them earlier. Here is Casio. Drop down to Flame. Freaky decides to back off from the third man position. This is absolutely Veloce's game to lose. There's not really been any excellent opportunities for SGE. Now there might be one. That's saved well by the third of Veloce. Freaky tries to dribble it clear, just gets it straight through Mirror like he's not even there. Zaffair decides to shoot long. He had Yagi in front of him to the left. The passing is starting to decline in consistency from Servette. Uncontested double from Mirror off the bar. And boy, did he nearly redeem himself with that one. Hardly more than 10 seconds left in the game. Now Zaffair is beating his man to the ball. Flame looks awkward. Mirror and Yagi both on the right hand side of the field, and I think it's going to bounce on 0 and send us into game 5. This is just deja vu at this point for Servette, who have already lost 3-2 in both of their previous matchups in this group. Veloce, they really need this for their confidence because they've not looked convincing today at all. If they lose after playing poorly, and they're not going to be happy. They're not going to feel good going into the playoffs on Tuesday next week. Servette, likewise. Both these teams need a pick-me-up, but Servette, they're already eliminated from this tournament. So maybe this is less impactful for them. They'll be very, very disappointed with how they played in Game 4, though. We had, of course, huge misplay by Yagi in defense, huge misplay by Mirror in offense. And if you take those two misplays away, they would have just won the series 3-1. And that's not how it decided to pan out. Yagi receives the pass well, but he's put the shot wide. Still have to say that overall this series, the passing plays have been significantly more impressive for Servette than it has been for Veloce, who are really struggling to connect with each other at times. They're relying on big individual plays and occasional misplays from their opponents to get anything done in offense. Freaky to a pre-jumping Casio, that's too far back. Now Flame on the other side of the field. No flip reset available this time, and Freaky and Casio getting completely mixed up here. Mirror has gone over the open net. This is just not good enough for Mirror. Yagi unable to put in the follow-up as well. The Mirror was expecting much higher of a bounce, obviously, on that one, but was there a need, was there a necessity to jump up that early? He did have a lot of time before the defense were going to arrive for Veloce. Perhaps he could have waited to see exactly what kind of bounce it was going to be and then make his play. Rather miss when it turns out to be an extremely difficult bounce than pre-jump and looks silly as you fly over an easy read. Servette starting to let the mistakes slip back into their play late in the series here. They still have a chance to redeem themselves. Still have a chance to get the win and have everybody forget all about the misplays that we've seen in Game 4 and 5. Good awareness by Yagi of where his teammate was. Looks like the pass wasn't communicated though. Zafir tries to bring Mirror into the play, but Veloce are circling the midfield here. They're not letting anything through. At the same time, they're struggling to get the ball past anybody. Veloce unable to connect with each other in the final third of the field. Casio with a mind game, faking the flip reset. Luckily for Servette, there were two back. One of them pre-jumped, one of them did not. Flame brings it down. Big challenge by Yagi. That could have been awkward. Mirror tried to get the light knock on, but he whiffs. Mirror looks like he's playing nervously at the moment. He's had few whiffs on easy finishes, at least easy for a player at his standard. But just like I said earlier, there's time yet for all that to be forgotten. If he or one of his teammates can put in a winning goal here. Mirror's very awkwardly positioned. He did well to recover after getting himself in a whole lot of trouble there. Boost seal by Freaky. This is a lot of pressure coming in for Veloce now. Nobody committing too early on the ball. That's giving Servette time to decide how they're going to clear it. Fake challenge for Casio gets Zafir to bite. Yagi follows up. Now Zafir infield to Mirror at the other end of the field. That was better by Mirror. At least he got the ball on target that time. But it was saved pretty easily by Veloce. We read it well, and oh, they almost get a goal as Casio tries to thread the needle between two. It's pinched into the ceiling, actually. And now away go Servette once again, trying to find out how to get the ball away from defense. It's a great save by Zafir. Flame with a vicious shot on target. Final few seconds of the game. It's all Veloce, really. Servette are getting moments to breathe here and there. Zafir mishits his shot. He will get the demo and Freaky. And Mirror with a read on the corner wall towards Yagi. It's over him. Zafir is too far back. Pass to Casio. That's a wicked shot from Casio. And it's a whiff from Yagi that leaves Zafir alone in defense, and he couldn't cover the whole goal with that powerful of a shot coming his way. 17 seconds left, and unfortunately for Servette, despite starting so well in this series, they have had mistakes at the end of the game that have been oh so costly. Game 4 really should have been theirs. Game 5 should really be headed to OT right now. But they have lost both Game 4, and they're about to lose this one unless Mirror can make something incredible happen. He's trying the double, misses it, and that is going to be the end of the series, exactly the same way that all of these Servette series have gone in this group. 3-2 in favour of their opponents. A disappointing end to a very promising start. A very surprising start, I'll say. But Veloce get the perfect group that they wanted. Not as comfortably as they might have been hoping for, but they got the job done, and that's really at the end of the day all that matters. But, you know, they've got a long way to go. I think Veloce not playing their best right now, either in RLCS or in TEI. They really need to step up their game in the playoffs, or they're going to be in trouble against stiff Group D competition. Like I said before, they're going to play against the second seed coming out of Group D. And if you want to know who that's going to be, then be sure to be here in exactly 22 minutes when Reciprocity versus Triple Trouble kicks off, because that will be the series to finish off the group stage of the tournament. That will be the series to determine who exits Group D as first seed and second seed. Could either be Triple Trouble or RCD. I don't think, no, there's no way that Mouse can get it. Mouse either gets second or eliminated. Let me see if anybody from Veloce is available to hop in Discord for an interview about that game. Alright, Freaky's in Discord. Let me just hop in and we'll have a chat with him about that series. Hello, Freaky.
Oh, hello.
There he is. Congratulations on sweeping the group, man. But first thing I've got to say is, you know, it didn't look as convincing as I'm sure you guys wanted it to. What are your thoughts on, you know, that matchup and on Servette as an opponent?
Well, I think even Servette lost literally every game in Game 5, right? So
yes,
it's just that like the difference between RLS and LCS in like play style wise is at the moment it's really hard for. I think it's harder for LCS teams to adapt than it is for all RS teams, because a lot of the times we're not expecting a miss, and then there's a miss, and then the whole situation gets pushed into favor of the RS team, and I don't know, we struggle with that.
Yeah, Servette did have a few misplays towards the end of the season that really cost them. Couple of poor defensive plays, couple of open nets not going in for them, and you guys were able to capitalize. But you know, apart from that, they did look like they were passing the ball quite well. Was that something that was difficult to prevent earlier in the series when they were having success?
Yeah, I think their passing is really good, especially their backboard passing was going, or like the way they started to build up pressure going into their offensive end, and trying to keep us low on boost in defense. They played really well when it came to basically keep away of the ball with us. And after, like, I think we got the first, second save every time, and then after a while we just had no boost to interfere anymore, and then they scored on us. But they had really good passing plays, that's true.
Yeah, they had their moments. They're, you know, still trying to find consistency this season. Something that you guys have become quite well known for. You're like the team that everybody calls the consistent one to watch. But what happened in RLCS last weekend? Because that just ended. The streak of wins that you guys were putting together was brought to a very abrupt end by Mouse, who you actually might have to play in the next round of this tournament. If Reciprocity beat Triple Trouble today, you'll face Mao's first game in the playoffs. Like, what happened in that matchup in RLCS last weekend?
I honestly don't know. We knew that playing Mouse is going to be difficult. We knew that we probably have to be the best Veloce possible, and I feel like we couldn't, and it ended up being a sweep. I mean, first game was 1 goal difference, third game was 1 goal difference. The third game was completely our fault. We had that technically, but yeah, Mousesports was playing really good. They came out swinging, had really good team plays, had really good pressure on us, and I think Monday it wasn't the best day from us. It was really not a good showing, and I think we deserved that 3-0 loss.
Yeah, it's not over yet in RLCS, and absolutely not over yet in TEI. You're right into the playoffs as a first seed. Would you rather play against Mouse and get your revenge, or would you prefer RCD Espanyol, because that's the other team who could finish second in Group D if Triple Trouble win over Rec today? Which one of those teams do you hope gets the second seed and plays against you guys?
Well, if you want to win a tournament, you have to beat everyone, so I honestly don't care. It would be nice to get Mousesports as an opponent to at least get some sort of revenge going if we win. But yeah, I honestly don't care. Whoever comes, I have to beat them to win it.
Yeah, so you're rooting for, I guess, low-key rooting for reciprocity then, so you can face Mouse, who, you know, Mouse are just not able to qualify with a 3-way tie. So if TT win today, Mouse are in massive trouble because, well, they're just eliminated because they got 3-0'd by TT. TT either lose today and get eliminated, or they win and they top the group. So they've got the best 3-way tie tiebreaker. Yeah, that didn't have to happen in any of the other groups, actually. I don't know if you saw the Group A or B standings, but there's been no ties in any of them because Notorious Legion swept Group A, Sandrock Gaming swept Group B. What do you think is going on in those groups, with Dignitas only coming second, Vitality eliminated in Group B? Why were all those teams struggling more than you guys, it would seem? You guys have just topped the group as expected.
I mean, Barcelona in our group struggled as well. So this
is true. Yeah, that's true.
And I just think that we're the only group with there was but the RLCS teams seem to be pretty consistent.
You're the only RLCS team who can finish first seed in a group and will finish first seed in a group, because Group D will be it will be one of the RS teams that finishes top. So yeah, you're the only RLCS team who have won a group.
Well, I would say that Sandrock, I would count them as they are RLCS quality, even RLCS quality maybe. So Notorious Legion and RCD Espanyol are really good RLCS teams at the moment. I think that Servette is not quite on their level yet. Right. So if they find out how to play on that level, they could have swept our group as well. Like, I'm not going to lie.
It's definitely possible. I mean, I think RLCS teams were a little bit caught off guard in this tournament, and they definitely had a harder time adapting, like you said, to the RLRS playstyle. I've asked a couple of other RLCS teams and players this, but what do you guys think about, scrimming RLRS teams more often to get used to this playstyle? Is that something that is becoming more and more necessary?
Yeah, it's something we started, actually. We started to scrim RLRS teams at least once or twice a week now, because it is just that the difference in playstyle is so important when you actually have to face them. So you need to know what you have to do. And we started scrimming them, and I honestly, I would say other RLCS teams should start scrimming them as well.
So there you go, guys. You heard it from Freaky. There's going to be so many good teams in Europe. I mean, if already the RLRS teams are stepping up to that level, it's only going to get even more competitive with everybody putting in games against each other and helping each other improve. The whole region is just going to become quite scary again. But who knows? Maybe it's the same in North America. We haven't got a midweek NA tournament like this to see if NA RLRS is also popping off right now. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But either way, congratulations, Freaky, on the win. You're 3-0. You're top of the group. You're first seed in Group C. And you're just going to wait and see who you play after all is said and done today. That last match of the day starts in 12 minutes. So if you want to see who you're playing, that's when. That's going to go down. Cool. But yeah, best of luck to you in RLCS this weekend and in the playoffs for TEI next week.
Oh, thank you.
Later. That was Freaky from Veloce, and just another Veloce win to finish off Group C. It's expected. It was what we thought was going to happen in this series, but it's definitely not how I thought that series was going to go down. I was very impressed with how Servette played to start off that series. It's just such a shame that they couldn't get the finish that they wanted, because I'm sure a lot of you guys were rooting for them as the underdogs.